Right, okay. Hello YouTube, this is the D.B.T Gamer Show, episode 40. And today, instead of just doing one review, I'm going to do two. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2. I'm reviewing the Game Boy Advance version, the Game Boy Advance double pack called Dawn of Two Souls. And it's a really good set of games. I haven't played Final Fantasy for a very long time. I only started playing since I met Adam, which is about 3 years ago. Anyway, let's get started. Right, let's start my disc and begin. Now, I'm going to start off with Final Fantasy 1 because it's easier to review. Now, the story for Final Fantasy 1 is pretty simple. Basically, at the start of the game, you pick 4 characters, and each character has this crystal. And each crystal resembles a different element. You got a wind crystal, a fire crystal, an earth crystal, and a water crystal. And throughout the game, after you beat a boss, you will restore power to that crystal. And there's these 4 warriors, the warriors called the Warriors of Light, and the warriors are here basically to destroy darkness and beat the bosses in that. That's basically the storyline. The graphics of this game have really improved since the original. The original Final Fantasy 1 was in 8-bit, then they moved to 16-bit, and then on the Game Boy Advance version they moved to 32-bit. I haven't played the PSP version, but I've heard it's really, really good. But this is the Game Boy Advance version. The Game Boy Advance version is in 32-bit, and the graphics look really, really awesome. Okay, controls for this game. Let me just load up my game so I can find it. Here we go. Controls for this game are really simple. Use the arrow pad to move your character around. The start bar up your start screen so you can see all your items, magic spells, equipment, and all that sort of stuff. You got money to buy stuff and your play time. There's no run in this game, so you have to be one to move faster. I'll just show you a battle. Like in most Final Fantasy games, this game features the random battle sequence, the random battle system. You go up to the same point of the game and move around, you will come into contact with an enemy and you will be able to fight them. Here we go. I'll get D.B.T to attack. Now I can use some magic, and so can Steven. So the battles look really good. But there's no time bar in Final Fantasy 1, which is really good because the time bar can be a bit of a pain in any other Final Fantasy games. As they talk controls and graphics. There's no map in this game, which can be a bit hard, annoying and hard. Okay, next let's look at the music. The music in this game is really, really good. It's composed by a composer who's really good, and the music is really nice. It sounds really good. That's basically all I can say about Final Fantasy 1. Now let's go to the good stuff and bad stuff about Final Fantasy 1. Before I move on to good stuff and bad stuff, I want to tell you about the gameplay for this game. The gameplay for this game is an action RPG, which involves going around, slaying big monsters, solving puzzles, collecting stuff, and collecting weapons and buying loads of stuff. It's a really, really good game. Now let's move on to bad stuff and good stuff about this game. Right, the bad stuff and good stuff about Final Fantasy 1. Well, let's start with the good stuff first. Good stuff about Final Fantasy 1 is the story, the gameplay, and the cutscenes. The story is really, really good. The gameplay is really, really good as well, and the cutscenes are pretty good. There aren't that many cutscenes in the game, but they do help to move the story along. But my most favourite thing about Final Fantasy 1 is definitely the job system. When you start a game, you get to pick 4 characters, and you get to pick their job at the start of the game, and they say that for the rest of the game. Now, the jobs you can choose from for each character is either a warrior, a thief, a monk, a white mage, and a black mage, or a red mage. As you play through the game, these characters will also upgrade their stats and also become stronger. I think also the characters do actually change their job once you get to a certain point of the game, so they're even more stronger. Another good thing about this game are the bosses. The bosses in this game are really, really awesome, and they can be kind of hard. And some of them look extremely weird. I mean, I've seen some weird stuff in my time, but the Final Fantasy games, the bosses are really, really weird. And you're looking for this game are the extra dungeons. Now, in the NES and the SNES version, there were no extra dungeons, but in the Game Boy Advance version and the PSP version, there are secret dungeons which you can go into and do some extra stuff. Another good thing about this game is the vicinity. The vicinity is basically a thing in the game where you can look up all the enemies and see all the enemies that you've seen and check their weaknesses and strengths and weaknesses, so you can beat them a lot easier. The spells in this game are also really good. Let's move to bad about Final Fantasy 1. Well, the really good thing about Final Fantasy 1 is that there's no map. So getting around the game can be extremely annoying. I mean, when I first played this game, I had to download the map off the internet so I could just see where I was going. Another bad thing about this game is that the game does not really tell you where to go. So getting lost is extremely easy. When I played this game, most of the time I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I did eventually finish it by using a strategy guide on the internet. Now I'm very sorry YouTube, but I've run out of time. So join me in part 2 of my Final Fantasy Dawn of Two Souls review, where I will review Final Fantasy 2 on the Game Boy Advance. But until then, YouTube, bye bye.